So, very interesting. The Supreme Court just today struck down affirmative action. There was two cases. It was the case of Harvard University and the University of North Carolina, which had an affirmative action program where a certain number of the applicants that they accepted were African American. And yeah, after so many years of this being a debate, probably since shortly after the civil rights movement of the 1960s, affirmative action has become more and more prevalent, and it's finally reached a boiling point. The Supreme Court has struck it down, saying it is not constitutional, and this will obviously it sets the legal precedent across other things, such as beyond universities, jobs, military. Joe Biden was going off about that, saying this is bad for our national security because we're going to have less diverse people in the military, and it's going to be like, okay, look, I like the idea of there being equal representation in society among all the different racial groups: white, black, Hispanic, Asian. I don't think your race should matter at all when it comes to being accepted by a job, being accepted at a university. But I think in that same way, though, I can't really be a supporter of affirmative action. I never have been. I think there are definitely a lot of racial issues that need to be addressed, especially when it comes to the issues of the police and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that I support all of these racial policies that the Democratic Party espouse, and a lot of people who say that there's still a lot of work to be done, and we need stuff like affirmative action to kind of level out the playing field. I think it's just a different form of discrimination, even if the intentions are good. I don't think the intention is to bring down whitey, and we need to go after white people. It's I think the intentions of affirmative action are definitely a hell of a lot better than the racial discrimination 100 plus years ago, or even 50 years ago, against African Americans. When it comes to segregation, when it comes to issues like that, obviously those were meant to bring down black people. I'm not trying to go as far as to say that those in favor of affirmative action are just all anti-white people. They hate all white people. It's mostly white people that propose these kinds of policies. Let's let's be honest about that. So yeah, my dog's moving around, so if there's a lot of noise being made, I apologize. But yeah, I think this is actually a good thing overall. I think that, as the Supreme Court said, affirmative action is basically a form of discrimination, just a different kind of discrimination. And under the Equal Rights Clause of the Constitution, you can't really say that that's constitutional to say, like, we're only going to accept you, no matter what the motivation is behind it, that we're only going to accept you in this position because of the color of your skin. That is fundamentally just so flawed. And it's just going to create more racial tension. And it did create a lot more tension because there are a lot of people talking about affirmative action. And I think most of the people against affirmative action, they're not racists. I'm not a racist. I think most people just are concerned about the notion of, because of how awful discrimination was for so many years, in order to level out the playing field, we're going to do discrimination just against a different group of people and benefiting another group of people. Like, I could never get behind that. So I think this is a great decision by the Supreme Court. Of course, it was polarizing because we do have a 6-3 conservative majority. It was pretty much down the, like, all the liberal justices tried to go for affirmative action, and all the conservatives went against affirmative action. So it's to be expected, the way it turned out. But yeah, those are pretty much what my thoughts are. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you happy? Are you upset about the Supreme Court's ruling on affirmative action? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.